Bismillah. Hi, today we will learn how to use the function in TIA portal using S7-1200. If you already have a programming knowledge in high-level languages such as C, Python, you're already familiar what a function is. If not, it's just to simplify the programming of a frequent recurring function. That's why we use function. It's easier to troubleshoot and debug our code. If you want to add a function to your code, you go to add a new block. And from here, you can notice I have a function. I'll choose that function. I can rename it here. So I rename it as converter. Press OK. Now, automatically, my TIA portal will take me inside my function converter. And you can see here also, I'm in my program in converter. To add a function, you can, whatever you write here inside a function, that's what program will execute when the function is called. So in my example, I'll add actually two functions we already used before. It's normx and the scalex. In reality, those are functions. I'll take it from double integer to real, and this one from real to a double integer. Now, in every function, you need to have the block interface so that it will decide what will show in my function outside of the function if I'm using the main program. So the inputs of my function, I can, by the way, I can type the names directly here, or I can type it here and then select it. I'll choose the second method. So I'll choose input min, and this will be a double integer. And input max, input value. I also will have output min, output max. I think this is what I need for the interface of my value. I need the input min, input value, input max, output min, output max, and output value. Now, for an output, I'll just type output value. This also should be type of a double integer. Now, if you notice here in norm and x, the value I'll get from the output of norm x is the same value I will put as an input for scale x. I don't really need this to be interfaced to the outside, so I'll choose in temporary, I'll add as value. And remember, this must be a real type. Now, I will assign those names to their functions. So this is my input min. Here I'll have input value, and here I'll have input max. And I will assign here for the output. You notice that he only show me value, which is type of real, which is compatible what it should be. So this will make it easier. Now here I will choose the output min, output minimum. Here I'll choose the value, and here is the output maximum. and for the output, I'm choosing output value. And now I have my function completed. So in order to use the function, I'll go to the main and I'll drag and drop my function, and you can see the function already created with the name I already gave it, and those are the interfaces I gave earlier. So let's use now this. I'm having an input value of 0, my input maximum 27,555. Actually, I'm using analog input, so I'll give it IW64. And the output maximum, I want the output to be a value between 0 and 10. And the output value, I'll put it at MD100, double word 100. Now, I can choose the same function again to do different thing. So my input value, 0. Output maximum, I'll use also 27,000. My input value, I'll take it now from the analog input 2, which is IW66. The output minimum will be 0. Output maximum, I'll choose 100 to make it different from the previous one. And my output, I'll put it in MD104. Remember, I used here M double word 100, so this will take place in byte M100, 101, 102, 103. So the next one available for double word is MD104. Be careful not to do this mistake, as some students do 102. Now, let's download this to the PLC. So I will download it to the PLC. And I will monitor to see the values. You can notice here, I have for this input output of 7. I'll change now the analog input value, and you can see it's already changing when my analog input 1 is changing. Using the same function, if I go to function 2, you will notice I'm also changing the output and it's doing the calculation. So you notice here, I'm using the same code without typing it, just by drag and drop the function. I'm using a reoccurring code multiple in different places. And this actually the lovely thing about function. And if there is something wrong with the function I need to debug or troubleshoot, there is only one place I can go in order to troubleshoot and see what's the problem in my code. I hope you learned how to use the function. See you in